Good morning and welcome to day 84 on the AT. My name is Mosey and this is Rissaroams. We are getting up and rolling out. It is 7:04, so fairly early, not my earliest, but today we're hiking to Priest Shelter, 14 miles, and it looks like it might be decently cruisy. Lots of ups and downs, but nothing too big. So looking forward to that after that monster of a climb yesterday. Had a pretty good night. It was nice and cool last night. I slept under my quilt and was chilly at times, so that's exciting. Slept totally uninterrupted for 6 hours from like 8:30 to 2:30, and then the last 3 hours I was kind of just barely dozing, if at all, so that kind of stinks, but feeling pretty good, getting started. It is a beautiful morning yet again. Trail is nice and cruisy right now. Beautiful day. On this episode of Weird Things Mosey Smells in the Woods, hot dogs. Why? Why do I smell hot dogs? This time I know it's my imagination. The potatoes and the curry were real. Hot dogs, that's not real. It's not real. So weird. There's no road up ahead, so I'm not counting on trail magic. But yeah, hot dogs. Don't know why. We are a little over 6 miles into the day. It's around 10 a.m. And I just passed the last water source, except for the shelters. I will not be stopping at the next shelter. It's less than 2 miles away and water is off trail. And then the next shelter is Priest, which is where we're staying tonight. So I have about 8 miles. So I am loaded up on water and I can feel it. The pack is heavy. I look forward to the day where I don't have to do long water carries. And I know 8 miles on some trails is nothing, but I don't know. We just weren't quite prepared for this. So as of a couple weeks ago, my pants have been on the tightest belt setting. And for the last 2 days, I have been chafing in the same spot I was in my Nara pea pants. Which means these are too big, because that's what was going on with them. I have too much fabric in the front, and the tops of my thigh are chafing again. Which I luckily was planning on having pretty much a whole new outfit sent to me in Harper's Ferry, which is about 2 weeks away. It's going to be a long 2 weeks. The last 2 days I have been applying Aquaphor consistently. I told someone the other day that with the chafing and the bug bite issues I've had on this hike, I should be sponsored by Aquaphor and cortisone cream because, man, I go through that stuff. So today has been a very cruisy day so far. I am about to do the climb up to Spy Rock though, which seems to be short but steep, so at least it won't go on forever. And then I'm gonna eat lunch up at the top, hopefully. It's a nice place to do so. And then honestly, it's not much further to Priest. The climb up Priest also looks like it may be a bit of a beast. So that may wipe me out, but it's also a pretty short one. So hopefully things will be all right. I almost texted Milk Money. I was like, hey, let's regroup at Priest. Maybe we'll go further, because I'll honestly, even after lunch break, probably be at the shelter by like 3:30, which is very early. But there's just no options around here. So it's either Priest or go like another 4.5 miles downhill, which I could probably do, to the next water source where there may be 1 or 2 tent sites. But it's like, you don't know if they're going to be there. So it's hard because like I could probably go further, but I don't want to risk not having a place to camp and not having water. So view from Spy Rock. The plan had been to eat up here, but Milk Money had already come up, said it was too exposed, so I dropped my pack at the campsite down below with him and kind of ran up here. Maybe not the smartest, but well, had lunch with Milk Money, and I think we are going to meet up at the shelter and discuss options, because I think both of us want to go a little further. However, I haven't experienced this in several days. I just had lunch and now I'm exhausted and want a nap. I've been doing good. I've been, keeping my energy after lunch here lately, but I could use a nap. Heard back from Tom. He got into the doctor's. His knee is all kinds of jacked up. His kneecap is dislocated. He's got no cartilage in there. And there's a marble-sized something floating around in his knee. But probably against the doctor's better judgment, they gave him a cortisone shot. They're giving him a better brace. And for better or worse, he's going to be back on trail. So that's really exciting. We're happy that he's coming back. I know he's happy that he's coming back. And hopefully this will get him to Katahdin. We shall see. Starting the climb up Priest. Here we go. Having to think what my confession will be for the logbook. Have to ask Milk Money if he's got something juicy. This is definitely the most I've sweat all day. Whew, no breeze in here. As aforementioned, I hate cinnamon, and I just took a bite out of a honey nut kind bar. Cinnamon. You have to say these things, kind. You have to say that it's cinnamon. You have to let people know. I don't just read every ingredient label. Anyway, we're at Priest. I don't think Milk Money wants to push on any further. Looks like we're going to tent here. The gnats are ridiculous, as always, but maybe a little bit more than usual. I don't think I'm going to write a confession in the Priest shelter logbook. I did read some of them. Mostly it's just people saying that their cat holes aren't deep enough, which I think is kind of the norm out here, or that they don't dig cat holes at all, or that they sleep with their food. So pretty tame stuff. There was one that was pretty bad, gave me a chuckle. A girl left her partner, got a hitch while he was up the road trying to get cell service. And I was like, oh dang, that's mean. But yeah, so no confession for me. All right, last minute decision. After hanging out at the shelter for an hour, we were looking at tomorrow's day, and it's 15.5 miles to Reed's Gap to get to the Devil's Backbone Brew Pub. And it's over 4,000 up and over 5,000 down. And that sounds like a horrible day. So I believe I talked Milk Money into pushing on. So we're gonna go ahead and do the descent down from Priest tonight. I'm hoping we find a good camp spot down there. If not, we may do a little up to the shelter, which would make this my longest day yet again. I'm hoping we don't have to do that. He wants to. I don't. So, hoping we find a tent site down by the river. But I'm leaving Priest, and we're getting some more miles in. It's going to be a long day today, so we can have a shorter day tomorrow. We've done about a third of the descent down from Priest Shelter, and so far I think it was the right decision to do it tonight, because we would have woken up very early tomorrow, and I don't think I would have wanted to climb down those rocks in the dark. That's for sure.
Did it lunge at me?
No, Milk Money just walked right past this puppy. Yikes. Luckily, well,
That would make me sick.
it's moving. I hope it moves away from trail. Bye-bye, buddy.
It's not in strike position.
Finishing up that descent. There was one unofficial tent site on the map that did not look great when we got there. So there's supposed to be some tent sites across from the river. However, we can hear people down by the river. So I'm wondering how crowded / loud it will be. My feet have given up. They are done. They do not want to go past the river. I told Milk Money if we absolutely have to, the only way I'm doing it is if we stop, have dinner, take a very long break, and then just embrace night hiking up to the shelter and tent site. It's a little bit uphill, but I really don't want to do that. So here's hoping we find a tent site by the river. Heck yeah! Spots found. Oh, this is beautiful.
These three look the